Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook layout video and thank you for joining me again today. So today I am finally getting to this sketch that Susan did for my little scrapbook store. We had a challenge over there for everyone to make their own sketch, and then we randomly chose the winner, and that person got $10 gift card to my little scrapbook store. I think it was 10, it might have been 5. Anyways, then the design team used this during the last crop. A lot of you were probably there and know. So I have to apologize. I did do this layout a couple weeks ago. I have just been so busy. There's just been a lot going on. So I'm finally getting to this. So if you saw in the beginning, I showed the sketch, and Susan had drawn on her sketch some wavy lines above and below, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I looked through my stencils and I found this. I don't even know who this stencil is made by. I will try to link it below, and if I can find it. So what I'm also doing here, what I did, okay, let me go step by step here. The video is going a little faster than I am. Step by step, I lightly inked some of the stencil because to me it reminded me of water, and it really fit well with the whole wave theme that was on the sketch. So after I did that, I'm taking this paper glaze and this paper glaze enhancer. Now, if you guys like the paper glaze, you got to try this paper glaze enhancer out. It's amazing. What I'm doing is I'm now taking this stencil, and this is an Echo Park stencil that I really love. I am so happy I got this stencil. I don't know if Michelle has any in stock right now, but I'm sure she will get this one in because I know she got some. I know she got some stencils or some from. This is from like their recent like summer water line. But this paper glaze enhancer takes your paper glaze, the picket fence paper glaze, kind of makes it I want to call it like a flocked texture. It just makes it a little thicker so it doesn't go through the stencils as much. And it also kind of, you can see it goes from that shiny blue to more of a very matte blue. I really, really like it. And I'm sure, I haven't tried it, but I want to say you'd probably be able to use it with any of your like paper glazes or whatever kind of medium modeling pastes you have. So I'm just taking, to go along with the water and the wave theme below, I'm taking the stencil and I'm just doing little groups of fish all across the 2 pages. And you can see, you'll see it a little better after I'm not covering it up with papers here. But it turned out so cute. I absolutely love it. So that is kind of my interpretation of the waves on the sketch. Reminded me of water. And now I'm realizing, at least in my screen, you can't see the waves that I did through the stencil too well. They're darker, or they're more prominent in person, but I didn't want like a super dark. You could go as dark as you wanted to, and I think it would be really cute. And so there's, if you want to go back, I'm pretty sure in this My Little Scrapbook Store layouts and more, there, or online crops, it would be the online crop one actually, where you will see a bunch of interpretations of this sketch. So I have these photos of my daughter at the beach. I don't remember how long ago this was, but I'm also using the Cocoa Vanilla Sunkissed collection, and I love this collection. I'm a big fan. You guys know I'm a big fan of Cocoa Vanilla either way. So now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to add. I definitely wanted some kind of border for these photos. I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I record it here or not, but there is, so I'm one of those people that pre-prints my photos and just has them all stored. I don't print them as I scrap. Some people do it both ways. Either way is fine. There is no right or wrong. For me, it works better to know which ones I've scrapped if I've pre-printed them, because once I've scrapped them, I don't have them anymore. So I have these photos, and these were like 2012-ish maybe, and most often I print through Shutterfly. For the most part, I've had good luck with them. Have had photos that haven't turned out the greatest, but for the most part, you know, and I've even had a time when all the pictures were bad and I said, no, and they gave me a credit or something like that. So if you really absolutely don't like your photos, you know, don't be afraid to say, no, that's not working for me. Also, so anyways, what I'm getting to with that point is these photos back in the day, they do true 4x6 now, but back, you know, when I had these printed, whatever it was, 2012 or whatnot, they were not true 4x6. They were short of the 6 inches. So that is going to kind of mess me up here on this side. You can see the photos are shorter. And I'm contemplating this cloud paper for the top, for kind of like the waves on the top of the sketch. That way there's the water on the bottom, clouds at the top. But I am going to change my mind with that. The other thing I was struggling with is I really liked this pink pattern paper, but this pink one is only in the 6x8. So with Cocoa Vanilla, take a look at their 6x8 pads as well, because while their 12x12 is absolutely amazing, I love it. You get, I think, all the designs from the 12x12. I don't know if it's all of them or most of them, but you also get a few extra, like this pink. It's kind of got like a little tiny bit of a wave to it. And you can see what I've done there is I just cut, it's not 6x6, it's 6x8. I don't know what I said a minute ago. So I just cut them down shorter to make them work for me, because I definitely wanted to use it as a border. I feel like it really brings out the girly side. I wanted more colors on this paper, on this page, I mean, because I'm going to add the flowers. That's one thing I knew that I wanted to add eventually, was like the flowers and different ephemera pieces. So, and I just wanted a tiny bit of the pink to show. So that is where here's kind of where I'm like, okay, I started to just glue the photos down, even though they weren't the full size. That one on the left, I think, was a full 4x6, or I mean 5x7 that I cut down. So that's why it fits a little better. But yeah, I'm going to kind of struggle. And I don't remember if I left in the process, but here I am. I've decided I'm going to go ahead and give 2 of them a border, so it will kind of even out the unevenness of it. I'm still contemplating the paper on the top. Right now, currently, what you can't really see that I've done is I did take a cloud stencil and I did make some very, very light clouds. If you look super closely, you can see those clouds, but that is what I do in the end. And in the very end still shot photos, you can really see the clouds at the top, and that kind of that's my interpretation again of the waves from the sketch. So at the bottom for the waves, I have the water and the fish, and at the top, I have the clouds. I am super happy with how this layout turned out. I think it turned out super gorgeous. And I keep saying the word super. But here you can see here, I'm just playing around. I love this pattern paper. And I don't always I know I've mentioned in the past that I won't buy 6x6 paper pads anymore. Well, can you guess how well I've stuck to that? Anyone got a lucky guess? I honestly, most of the ones that I have purchased have been ones that match collections, because you get so much ephemera anymore, which I absolutely love, but I always end up with extra ephemera. And so I've decided, instead of buying, I feel like if you buy 2 packs or multiples of the 12x12, you end up with too much paper left over. And if you buy more of the ephemera, you end up with too much ephemera. So I've decided that on some collections, and not all, but on some collections like this one, I like the 6x6. So, or in this case, 6x8. So I'm okay with that. But like I said, I haven't gone super crazy with buying, 6x6s or anything like that. So I am gluing down. You can see I chose to do that pink paper that I absolutely love. I can't remember. I want to say that that's in the main paper pack, the 12 by 12, but I'm not 100% sure. And I even end up a little bit short there, as you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, cut it all down, trim that photo that's going to go with the mat even smaller so it looks like it has the same mat and that there's no white edges. And then I really struggled with kind of what to put as a border on the top. And I finally decided this is the point where I decided I want to keep the clouds, but it needed something, and this blue was the best one that I could come up with out of all the papers. I loved the floral, but I feel like it just was too much, and it's just a small little strip. So now I'm just going to basically build the right-hand side. Now the right-hand side's a little different because it's not vertical photos, or I mean horizontal photos, they're more vertical. And so I had a couple extra photos. So what I did was just cut them from 4 by 6. You guys have seen me do this before. 4 by 6 into 3 by 4s and then put the two together. I was thinking maybe I would put a photo mat behind some of them to kind of mimic the one on the other side. But I didn't have any more of that pink that would work. I probably could have like paper pieced it together to make it into a mat, and you probably wouldn't have even noticed that it wasn't the right size. But because I didn't have that pink one, I didn't want to introduce another pattern paper into the mix of the, the photo mats, because I just felt like it would look a little off. The other thing at first I thought I was a little worried about was that this section of photos is going to be higher up on the page so that these paper pattern strips won't line up exactly. And you know what? I thought, nah, that's how the sketch goes. I'm totally fine with that. And you can see I'm covering up some of those fish. I'm totally fine with that too. I will leave link below to, and not only that, but I got to tell you, I'm super excited. In the last live sale, Michelle had some paper glaze. It's like paper glitz or some kind of like glittery. So you can take your paper glazes and make them into like glittery, really glittery. Oh, so you will see me using that soon. Now, my title, I really wanted to use these gold thickers. I couldn't decide which title I liked the most. So then I looked at these clear stickers, which I know a lot of people say they struggle with these clear stickers, but I have to tell you, these make for really good. Here's a good example. I took that sticker, kind of cut it in half, and now it's going to be like in a part of my embellishment cluster. And you don't really see a ton of it in the end, but you see enough of it to kind of give that little pink color up there. And I felt like that was really good because I have those pink striped papers along the bottom of the photos, so that brings up the pink. And then here's that Life is Good. I ended up going with that for my title, and that's a clear sticker, but I really liked how it looked. And then I took the other pink part of that, it's I guess like a paint swatch of the pink, and put it down in the left. And at this point, you can kind of see I'm kind of being a little daring here. I tell you, because if you've had these clear stickers before, once they're down, they don't usually come back up. So, but I knew I was going to make these clusters, and I knew I wanted to use the flowers. So I wanted to show you guys that the clear stickers aren't always so bad. If you use pattern paper as a background and not white like me, you can take those clear stickers and you can put them on like white cardstock and fussy cut around them, and then they'll kind of look like an ephemera piece. So that is another way that you can use those. And then the other thing I really wanted to use was those pine trees. Is that what they're called? I don't want to say they're pine trees. They're not pine trees. Okay, well, whatever they are, palm trees. That's it. I was like, that was crazy weird. But I actually have another idea, which I totally forgot about until just doing this video. I have another layout I'm thinking I might do with those. So now I'm just taking the flowers, and I wanted to build clusters around. So I definitely, like I said, I knew all along I wanted to use these flowers. They're gorgeous. I bought 2 packs of these because the flowers are the one thing that I seem to really go through super quick. And I'm trying to kind of keep all the clusters similar. So you can see that I'm adding a leaf. I put the clear sticker leaf in each cluster. I put a flower in each cluster, And then I put one of those like flowers with the stems and the buds in each cluster. And I even added a fourth cluster. Now I'm going to end up with just 4 clusters, and I'm totally fine with that. And I also added the flip-flops into this cluster on the right-hand side because I really liked, I don't know, I liked the flip-flops, and it was a good color. It brought the color around. I tried when I was adding the flowers, I did try to make sure that I used all different color flowers. I do notice now that there's 2 pink flowers over on the right-hand page, but the clusters themselves lead your eye, you know, kind of up, down, and across the page. So it works out. It works for me. I'm happy with it. I added a word sticker into each little area, or a couple of them anyways. And now I'm adding puffy stickers, and I'm taking random, like the rainbow one. I added a cloud in the left one, and then I added some of these word stickers. So, oh, and then a few of the gems, and the gems are pink and Maine, and Michelle has those as well. So I hope you guys like the layout. Again, I'm sorry oh, and there's the clouds. You can see the clouds a little better. I inked them a little darker. So hope you like this layout. I'll see you next time. Bye.